Here now, Jonathan Turley, Fox News contributor and constitutional attorney. Jonathan, I can't think of anyone that I'd rather speak to right now, especially on this subject, than you. All right, so the CDC decides, tells DOJ, you have to appeal this. So I assume, Jonathan, that it's a 30-day notice of appeal to the Circuit Court of Appeals?
That's right. They can seek an expedited review, which one would expect they would if this was a public health emergency. But otherwise, they're on the same track as other cases. And look, there are good faith arguments on both sides as to how much discretion an agency like CDC should have. But you also have to keep in mind, CDC has had a series of bad hands. Right. I mean, they lost from the Supreme Court on the mandate for large employers. They lost on the national moratorium on evictions. Those are all reviews where the court said, look, you exceeded your authority. So they're going back to the table and they're putting more money down. So this could end up adding to a rather poor record that they've already established in the courts.
Well, but let's talk about they filed a notice of appeal, but to actually, effectuate the appeal, shouldn't they or wouldn't they want to have the appeal heard at a time when cases are up as opposed to when cases are down, as they are right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of issues that they're likely to be faced to confront or confronted with by the court. One is going to be the lack of a record. What the court was objecting to below is that the CDC essentially made a trust us, we're the government argument. They said it's just common sense that we're not going to wait for notice and comment, not allowing the public to be heard. And the court said, well, where are you getting that authority? I mean, how do you become a government unto yourself and just say, well, I'm going to extend it? And she was concerned about the term sanitation, which is a term in the regulations that they have given a very broad meaning to. Now, once again, there's people on both sides that have good arguments about whether the agency gets discretion on those terms. But to say that this judge was entirely out of bounds is really being rather unfair. She has a roughly 60-page opinion that adopts a narrower view of the text that she's reviewing. There's a lot of jurists that would take that viewpoint.
Well, you know what? And I must tell you, Jonathan, I read the decision. It is a well-written decision. And it is amazing that, the CDC went beyond its own powers, and yet our government looks to the CDC to tell them whether or not they should appeal the decision by the judge. But, Jonathan Turley, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Love having you on.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.